time.
Welcome to Thought Cops, the only podcast where every week we police the mean streets of the internet because, hey, somebody's got to do it. And then we let you be the judge, the jury, and the executioner in the court of public opinion. Coming to you live from Neo Chicago, I am Officer Kevin.
I'm the strong, silent type.
I was wondering all night what the fuck is going on with this. You got the sunglasses, the slick back hair, the big
I'm trying to I'm trying to mix it up a little, you know.
Now, who is this?
Give the people the strong, silent type, you know.
Grant, who is in the room with us right now? The strong, silent type? Are they?
Yeah. It doesn't help that I'm also doing a podcast as this character, but typically this character would be sitting with his arms crossed, sort of.
So the JRPG character you recruit in a bar?
Yeah, I got a big-ass sword that's also a gun.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Classic. How are you, Grant?
I'm
strong and silent?
Strong and silent, baby.
As usual.
You know it.
Well, let us give a warm welcome to our guest of the evening. Back on the show, we have Jeremy Kaplowitz with us. How are you, Jeremy?
I'm good. Thanks for having me. I'm not going to be a silent type on this one.
That's good. That's great.
That.
That's a great attribute to have for a podcast.
Yeah.
For an audio format.
Yes, definitely good not to be silent. You could be, Jeremy. You can be strong, but we don't recommend the silence. No, Jeremy, we've had you on the show a number of years ago. Maybe 2 years.
I was thinking about it, and I was like, man, that must have been like pre-COVID. Like that's how long ago it was. And I looked it up. It's not. It was during COVID.
It was early. It was early COVID. Because
Yeah.
I remember like when we were still doing like fully remote, I was like calling in from my bedroom.
Right.
Yeah. Now a lot is.
I can't keep track of time anymore.
It's been years.
In a sense, it has been years. You know, 2 years is years, I suppose. But a lot has changed. Obviously, we have a pandemic. You are now my boss, in a manner of speaking.
Sure. Barely.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I started writing for you guys over a hard drive last year, and it's been a ton of fun with the whole ragtag group of guys you got over there, guys and girls. I got Slime the Garbage Man, Mark Roebuck, and a number of familiar names you may have heard on the show before.
Absolutely.
How have you? I know there,
been faring.
Yeah. How has Hard Drive? Do you feel like it's grown recently? Like
Hard Drive has been doing
COVID?
Pretty well recently, actually. We've been with any internet thing, you're trying to just like catch the wave of whatever like random bullshit happens to be like what you need to do. So like years ago, like Facebook was really popular, so we were like doing Facebook all the time, and that died. But right now, Google News loves us, so we are just swimming. We're swimming in clicks from people who don't know who we are and are mad at us. But we'll take this. If you go on like any Hard Drive article right now, there's like 100 comments that are like, "This is fake." And it's like, the article is like, Jim Ryan goes to his house in a giant PS5. And they're like, this is not real.
It's so bizarre. And like, I was looking at the comments of one of my recent articles, and there was like somebody in there like trying to meet people down there. He was like, hey, who was just typing? I saw someone typing in here. Then he just like types like 5 minutes later, sad face.
That rules.
It's like people are like hanging out in the fucking comments. It's so bizarre because like normally you'd expect it from like a Facebook or Instagram, but like the comments of an actual website, that's like something from a days gone by,
a bygone era.
And we have no moderators or anything, so that is, I don't even look at that shit. That's the truest free speech zone on the internet, just out of laziness.
The Hard Drive comment section.
Yeah, the Hard Drive comment section is the only.
And that's
place
kind of a newer thing, right?
Yeah, we just like flipped a switch. We're like, oh yeah, the comment section, we should just turn that on. We have the technology for it, so we just like turned it on. And people are they're in there. They're in there. They're upset at us, and they're paying our
we are lying.
Space.
To be fair.
The good thing about like comments though is like people will get like pings from the comments, and they'll revisit the page, and every time they like argue back and forth, they'll just like open and like more clicks over and over again. Like
I hate that I've become this guy who's like, cause it used to be like, I really care about the content, but now I'm like, time on page is up because people are arguing. And it's like, none of that has to do with like jokes or comedy or, quality jokes or whatever the fuck.
It's a good thing, I guess, because, obviously the website maintains itself and lives and dies by, the clicks and how long people are on there. People should read these articles. We do put a lot of effort into them. And if people go down and argue with it or make friends, because I have seen it happen, if that's, people are interacting with each other, it's going to get out there,
Yeah.
Yeah. But we don't try to do clickbait. That's the one saving grace, is that we're not baiting people. It just happens to be that they're mad at us. That's on.
Yeah, I know there was at one time I was
if they bait themselves, so be it. It's the internet. You can't stop
if
it.
They want to self-bait, that's what goes on online.
And that is what the internet is for, isn't it? If not to self-bait.
Yeah.
No other reason.
But yeah, I also want to talk to you about your new cartoon that just released, Hamlet Factory. Now that is on HBO Max, and as of like an hour ago from this recording, all of the episodes are also on YouTube, Adult Swim's YouTube channel.
That is true. It's a bit surreal to hear that it's on HBO, but we're pretty pumped about it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's crazy. I'm like super excited for it. I feel like
thank you.
One of my favorite premises for any type of TV show is one where the characters don't have to do anything, but they have something to do. Like, I think that's what they said about Always Sunny when they were writing it, is like, we don't want, their initial thing was like, oh, we just want it to be like actors doing whatever. And they're like, but they should be like doing something. So they set it in a bar where they don't do anything, but they have things to do. And like, I love the concept of this. Is just like the monkeys are never going to write Hamlet.
Right.
They're writing Hamlet. It's just like my favorite type of like comedy show like premise,
And we're going to have a quick little peek here at the first minute of the first episode of Hamlet Factory, which, again, you can check out on Adult Swim's YouTube page, or you can just listen to the audio right now on this episode.
Exactly.
But, yeah, let's have a look.
What are we doing, just a minute of this?
Yeah.
First minute?
Yeah.
All right.
It's crazy that this is our real job, huh?
What?
This job, trying to write Hamlet.
Yeah, I guess so. I'm just trying to get some work done, so.
Can't believe Cindy almost wrote it, though.
Wrote what?
Hamlet. Everyone says Cindy almost wrote it. Got to like the last 10 pages and fat-fingered a 4.
Oh, thank God.
Thank God? Why would you be happy about that?
How many times? Because if Cindy finished writing Hamlet, then we would all be out of jobs. The boss would lay us off. Infinite amount of us fired.
But the whole point of the job is to write Hamlet.
I'm actively trying to not write Hamlet. Every time I think I'm going to write Hamlet, I write the word famlet instead.
That's insane.
It pays the bills.
Cindy, tell him that's insane.
Oh, no? I don't know. What did you say?
I think that's a good stopping point.
Yeah. No, I was a big fan of this. Jeremy, where does the idiom come from for this? Like the whole like monkeys writing Hamlet? Because I know there was a gag on The Simpsons, but I assume it was from somewhere else first, maybe.
It's from it's like one of those thought experiments. I think like it's probably not supposed to be infinite monkeys, because people are always yelling at us about that, where they're like, if it was infinite, actually they'd figure it out immediately. And I was like, I don't fuck it. The monkeys talk. Who cares about this? But,
also, it's fake. This wouldn't happen.
And it's a comedy show. Like, what the fuck are you doing?
People really love to point out the logical fallacies in our infinite monkeys typing cartoon. But yeah, I don't know. It's like an old. It's one of those thought experiments. Like the idea is like if you have a bunch of monkeys, like in theory, they would eventually write the whole works of Shakespeare just by randomly typing.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, monkeys can't type, so the whole thing falls apart.
So far as we know, right? I mean, I have never tried experimenting this.
It's true. No one's done it.
The show is.
Yeah, we're solving it.
The cartoon exists not just for humor, but also as a very interesting social experiment. Now, how did this come to be? Because I know maybe not obviously, but like to some who didn't notice, you do the voice of the character named Jeremy. Sounds familiar. And the other guy, it was
Phil Jameson.
Yeah, and he's also Ace Watkins, right?
Yeah,
from
they
the
look very
Hard
similar,
Drive.
those guys.
Oh, okay, yeah.
President, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yes, he is the body double of Ace Watkins, as we say.
How long have you guys been working on this?
So I actually met Phil through doing Ace Watkins. We did not know each other before then, and we just we're friends. We send each other bits and stuff. But I came up with this idea of like just doing like a sketch where we play identical monkeys, and I was like, I could draw this. It could be 2 shots that cuts back and forth, and we play the monkeys. Do you want to do it with me? Back in like 2020, and he was like, yeah, we should do it, but it's a good idea, and we should do it bigger than that. So we like wrote it out, and we pitched it to Adult Swim, and they were on board. And then while we were making it, it weirdly became like a meme on TikTok, which is a huge bummer because like everybody has accused us of just ripping off the meme to make a show as if like we made it in a month.
Okay. Yeah.
Which sucks, dick.
Right.
But
yeah, I didn't know that.
The two things that came out.
I had no idea. No.
It's a big meme on TikTok, and then I don't know if you guys have heard of this, but there's this other meme about identical monkeys that just have accessories, and those are called bored apes, and those also became very popular in the time that we were making this. So everyone's like, you guys ripped off the meme, you're making NFTs. But yeah, so then the big thing was we sent it to Adult Swim, and they really liked it, and they were like, I drew the whole thing and I sent it to them and I was like, we can make this cartoon, and we love it. We don't like the animation. And I was like, that's because it's test animation, obviously. And we hired a real animator.
That's cool.
So that's the story.
I love the art style.
Yeah, the art style's great. I also feel like it's one of those things where it's like looks good but also looks low maintenance. Like I know you'd made some joke on Twitter about every monkey looks the same, like you said, except for like the one that has earrings, and how like the one with earrings keeps getting sexually harassed.
Yeah, it's really weird. People keep posting on how sexy the girl monkey is. They look identical. They're literally the same
how you
model.
made it.
Yeah. Also, all the art was done by Jackie Gorman, so she did a great job. She works on Solar Opposites now. So that's
cool.
A cool gig for her. But yeah, they're all identical. I think it works better like comedically if they're all the same too, because it's like
I agree.
That's how I worked in an office before Hard Drive, and that's how I felt. Is I was an identical monkey randomly typing on a fucking computer, and
thematically,
and I was the sexy one.
Yeah.
And everybody was like, "You're really hot," and I was like, "I'm gonna put that into the cartoon."
It's that write what you know. That's what they say. Write what you know.
They do indeed say that. Now, Jeremy, I know now that you're all hooked up with Adult Swim. I was wondering if you could maybe you could link us up. I would love to meet Rick and Morty.
Dude,
do you think you might be able to make that happen?
Rick is so funny in the office, in the Adult Swim office.
Okay.
Rick is always cracking bits. He's like a little prankster. I love Rick. Tony Soprano's around there all the time. Now that we're we merged with HBO, to me, Tony and Rick, we get lunch together a lot.
The multiverse,
yeah. We're all hanging out all the time.
I was gonna say, Kevin, you're friends with, and we've had on the show an animator for Rick and Morty.
Yeah.
Why don't you just ask? Why don't you get your own drawing?
He doesn't
Rick?
work there anymore, so.
And Rick doesn't
like
work with the
on-off
animators.
thing, right?
Rick hates the workers.
I didn't want to say it.
He always says he's better than them.
Yeah,
I didn't want to tell any industry secrets.
He comes off as very
he
anti-union.
I've heard a lot.
Oh yeah. He's always shooting them with his little laser guns.
I mean, that being said, Jeremy, if you do ever talk to him, maybe you could mention he could come on the podcast and talk to us. Yeah,
I'm sure he'd be down.
I mean, Morty'd be cool too. We could have them both on. Right?
Honestly,
they come in a pair.
We should do an episode where I'm sick and I'll just stumble through it.
You don't want to hang out with them?
No.
This is the opportunity of a lifetime.
Oh, Grant, you just missed Oops. And then guess who's voicing
Mrs.
Rick
Doubtfire.
and Morty?
Can you do a Rick and Morty? Can we hear it? Can we hear some
probably
Rick and Morty?
not.
No, do a Rick and Morty, Grant.
A Rick and a Morty.
Yes.
Well, Rick's like, and then Morty's kind of like, Rick.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
That's it.
Yeah, that's it. That's really all it is.
Yeah, that's all you have to do.
Yeah.
Justin Roiland trembling right now.
I'm coming for your job.
Oh,
They're gonna fire him.
I wish I could do a lemon grab, but I don't like screaming. Screaming's my least favorite thing.
That's why I do the intros.
Yeah.
Yeah. We made a lot of monkey noises in this cartoon, and I feel bad for all my neighbors in Brooklyn who had to hear that for like 20 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, I felt bad for all of Grant's roommates, neighbors, anything who's had to hear us do this podcast
Cats,
in any capacity. The
girlfriend.
cats, they hate it. Everybody's unanimously hates it. Yet people listen for some reason. So
That's art, baby.
that is
I'm
art.
sure they
Speaking of
hated
art,
Picasso.
Rumor has it some people did. But, we are kind of like modern day Picasso's, Grant, you and I. We're doing a podcast.
Sure, yeah.
We're sort
Life
of
of Pablo, I like to live.
ahead of our time. And if you're listening to this episode, you can also watch it over at youtube.com/thoughtcops. Subscribe. We've been putting on a lot of highlight clips and obviously the video episodes and just different, maybe we'll shoot a sketch video once a year if we feel like it.
I'm dressing up for you people. Look at this.
Yeah.
I got a jacket out of my closet. I got
You
shades
guys got a plastic
on.
gun.
Plastic gun. We
Grant
got everything
puts
here.
a lot of effort into his characters, and most of that is lost if you're listening.
Yeah.
Or you're not in the room with us.
Most of it's lost even if you're watching.
Yeah.
Like, I drop it immediately. I have no commitment.
Yeah, I kind of already forgot. I'm like, I guess this is just how
Whatever.
Grant dresses.
This is
now.
just what I look like
Yeah.
now for today.
I don't hate it.
Yeah.
I don't hate it. Also, if you're listening on Spotify or iTunes, leave us a 5-star review. Probably couldn't hurt. Again, I don't know how algorithms work in any capacity. I assume a 5-star review is probably good for our metrics, so do
4.
that. And if you leave us a written review on iTunes, we'll read it on the show, as we have many times before. So we're good for our word.
If we forgot it, we'll go back and do it.
Mm-hmm. And we also have a Ko-fi. I know I mentioned that a few times. Ko-fi.com/thoughtcops. There's also a link to that in every episode description, as well as a link to our Discord server, because I feel like that could use some more love.
Yeah.
I
some
feel
new
like
blood, some fresh blood.
Yeah, I think we need some new blood in there. So
hey, every once in a while, some new dude pops in. He pops his head in, and he's like, "Hey, what the fuck is this?" And then everyone's like, "Hey, you want to watch this video of Tamers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5?" And they go, "I'm leaving."
just turns into a cloud of smoke.
Yeah.
Understandable. But let's move on to a very famous, very favorite segment of the show called 2 Minutes of Hate, where we like to blanket punish all that annoying random crapola that we see on our phone screens and our computer screens every single day of the week. Grant, I got
What?
a 2 minutes of hate this week that I have been meaning to bring up for 5 or 6 months.
Oh yeah.
I meant to bring this up when Aaron was supposed to be on the show, Aaron Klopfer, because I'm going to reference one of his tweets.
Okay.
As some may know, he was supposed to be on in December, but both he and I caught the COVID around that time. So
And then we just stopped doing in-person guests for a while.
We've done one since
Right.
then, aside from the one that you and I just did ourselves.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll next time we'll have another in-person person. But
Yeah.
I wanted to get to this because I think it's an interesting enough topic, and once Aaron's back on the show, we'll do something new for him. Now, my 2 minutes of hate this week is Screen Rant articles about how old TV shows have aged poorly when they completely miss the point. Now, Aaron linked to a Screen Rant article about Sopranos. Now, this is basically 2021 or that time 2021 view of, I guess, viewing Sopranos as if somebody made it now. And even if somebody made it now, it's also pretend. The character's
Yeah.
not real.
Right.
Tony isn't actually killing anybody to my knowledge.
Well, and even if
Well, I know, Jeremy, you know him. Have you ever seen him?
He's a
do
great
anything
guy.
like this?
Anything
Yeah.
he's done, I've never seen that side of him. He's never killed me. So I just don't believe the allegations against him.
yeah,
You heard it here, folks.
that's good.
So there is this article by Screen Rant here that he linked to is The Sopranos, 9, of course it's a list, 9 things about Tony that have aged poorly.
Are
The
these
best
do you
mobster on
think these
TV.
are do you think these are just trying to get clicks? They know that it's
Yes.
just going to make people mad.
Yes.
Oh, they're so brutal. I fall for it every
know,
time.
I feel like I'm at this point in my life where anything I read online, unless someone's super serious and you can feel a complete slant to it, and even then still, I can't tell if people are being stupid on purpose as a joke in order to troll people. I don't know if they're doing it with the intent to troll people and then people call them out as actually being stupid and then they go, no, I'm sure. And like there's this like level of irony on top of like defense mechanism that like
I don't think it's that deep. I think they just want money.
Stopped trying to figure out like, are people really this stupid? Are they just trying to get for like, I don't know anymore, and I don't want to engage with it at all ever. But go ahead, Kevin.
And also, I wanted to bring up in the same vein of like just doing it for clicks and attention. Somebody else posted a very similar topic to Twitter where it was, I guess there may or may not be a King of the Hill revival coming out at some point. And CBR.com or like comicbookresource.com. It's one of the most annoying websites ever.
Yeah.
That's where I get all my resources.
It's just like constantly like I turned off my Google Chrome like recommended stories because it was constantly throwing this like trash in my face every time I open the app up.
Right.
And like somebody
every one of Hard Drive's readers says that about us. That is our main demographic right now.
Shit out of here.
Like, this is a lie.
This is not true.
There's two articles they posted within days of each other. One is King of the Hill's revival should forget Buck Strickland. Now, Buck Strickland is, of course, Hank Hill's misogynistic manager at the propane store, whatever the hell it was called, I don't remember. And then days later, the same website links to why King of the Hill should include Buck Strickland. Like, and then like it was a Minovsky article on Twitter who is very funny, but he just says really quick.
Who are the authors on those though?
Because
sometimes
it's
the same fucking person, and that's almost like worse. Because I understand that it's like, oh, if someone writes a New York Times op-ed, someone can also write another New York Times op-ed, and they can be on opposition. And someone goes, the New York Times just wrote 2 opposing stories, and it's like that's not how it fucking works, you idiot. But like websites like this do that all the time, again, just to farm for clicks. So it's like I don't know who to trust anymore.
Well, he points out here like CBR.com playing both sides of a debate that no one else is having. Literally, no one is talking about this.
Yeah,
nobody.
No one cares.
Right.
But it's just stuff like that, and like this, like Sopranos one. I wanted to read a couple of examples here. It says the best mobster on TV is also the worst role model that one could ever have, and there are many things about Tony Soprano that haven't aged so well. One of them here is his racism. It says Tony seems to have a particularly racist attitude towards Black, Asian, and Muslim people, as is evident from his jokes with friends. Of course, these are all Italian mobsters who kill people who you should not emulate.
Yeah, the killing wasn't so great, but the racism draws a line.
They might not even mention the murder, actually. But this is for the latter. He also seems to harbor some Islamophobic stereotypes that drive him to loggerheads with his daughter, Meadow. It says, yeah, and another one is he creeped on his imaginary neighbor. I mean, are we really gonna be like causing a ruckus over imaginary people now? Like it's all they're imaginary. They're already imaginary, but like they're imaginary in their imaginary universe. You know, are we really? Is this really how far we've come? And yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I guess he's like I don't remember that episode either. But it's been a while since I've watched The Sopranos. But it's just like, you know, I know we talk about like, you know, you want people to come visit the site. You know, they're you know. The time spent there is all ad revenue, yada, yada, yada. They're trying to make a living here, but it's like, I mean...
egregious. I can't imagine wanting to make that kind of stuff. I mean, also to just blatantly disrespect Tony's Italian culture.
Mm-hmm.
You know? Oh, yeah, he says racist jokes. Well, that's part of his identity. One of my favorite...
Italian?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. One of my favorite hard drive articles we ever did is when Sekiro came out and people were talking about accessibility and whether it should be more accessible. We ran an article that was Sekiro should respect its players and add big anime titties. And then like an hour later we ran, no, Sekiro absolutely does not need big anime titties. It was really fun. Just do 2.
Oh, that rules.
Yeah, that'd be kind of fun to do more often. Actually, we'll take a page out of CBR's playbook.
Yeah, mine as well.
I mean,
CBR,
Google
they probably pay nothing too.
Yeah, I mean, Google News seems to fucking love them.
That's true. So they just spit out articles.
But I would say for the punishment here, I say, like, if we take a page out of their playbook, they take a page out of our playbook, and then CBR just starts doing their own satire, but like, or Screen Rant or whoever the hell,
I agree with that, but also I disagree with it. And I think that they should have to do actual media criticism, like good, solid, grounded. Like if you're going to write about, if you're going to write about these topics and sort of like break apart, like you can write an actually like pretty good article, and like you could clickbait the fuck out of the title, but actually like go through and like make some good points about like the role of racism and misogyny and how people like deconstruct that through media and
the
like
role of Buck Strickland.
You could do that and it'd probably be pretty interesting. That's sort of like what YouTube video essays are, is people like just take things apart and like sort of, deconstruct things and make valid points about it. And it's interesting, and you can do that. They just choose not to.
They choose not to because they took the lazy path. That's why.
Disgusting.
Sopranos also just is like, it's just, not to say the obvious, it's very good. It knows all of the things that you have a problem with. It's well aware that Tony is the villain of the show. So it's hard to write an article that's like, The Sopranos is low-key racist. It's like, yeah, it's a show about how he is doomed to die for his crimes against his like loved ones and strangers.
Right. I don't know, like I was like walking around my apartment aimlessly the other day, and I was thinking about how people talk about how South Park is a bad influence because people were idolizing Eric Cartman. I'm like, were people idolizing him? Like, I could have sworn, like, I know like South Park is not a perfect show or whatever, but like, I don't think that like anybody was like idolizing him.
There are parts of me that I remember what it's like to be in middle school, and it would be sort of like Eric Cartman would make a joke about like the Jews, and then like kids in my school would just be whatever Jew, whatever, and it's just like where it comes from, sort of thing.
Or it was like I guess on a more I was either that or like Ed from Ed, Edd and Eddy. Did you ever have that? Like,
kids are idolizing to me. Ed. How Ed led to the formation of the alt-right.
You draw an arrow. Point A, point B.
Hear me out.
You're starting to sound like Ed.
No, I just.
Do you idolize Ed from Ed, Edd and Eddy?
Maybe I might want to eat a mattress in one gulp. I can't say I haven't tried it. No, but I have this like vivid memory of like waiting in line for the water fountain in the hallway in like 7th grade, and the kid behind me is like, buttered toast, and I'm like, just like acting like he just came up with that on his own. Like, we all have Cartoon Network, we know what that's from.
I love that you're comparing that to like overt racism because people think like caught South Park last night and Cartman was making a bunch of black jokes.
A lot of kids in my school tried to go Super Saiyan because of DBZ, so I totally... no, honestly, like, not to get political, but like I feel like honestly it comes down to just so many people being so scared about like the alt-right becoming a thing and not knowing how to grapple with like conservative people and like Trump voters who came from Obama voters because like Obama was a disappointment. So they're just like looking around. There's like, what can we pin on this? And they're like, I don't know, fucking Eric Cartman?
Yeah.
Tony Soprano is his fault?
Walter White, I guess?
Dude, literally,
it's all stuff. Yeah, it's all like, and even the term alt-right, I feel like you don't even hear that much anymore, except it's in relation to like some media franchise that may be a pipeline to it. And like obviously there's still like rampant problems and everything in the political system and culture at large, but you don't really hear at least that specific term being used anymore. It's all become lumped together. Anyway, more kids should idolize Ed and not Eddie. Eddie is a shameless capitalist.
And Kyle from South Park. He's a good boy, that Kyle. I went to a predominantly Jewish school, so no one was making Jew jokes to us because everyone would just be like, yeah, everyone's Jewish.
It's weird because I feel like I didn't go to school with that many Jewish people, and it was just like people just saying jokes because they heard it on South Park sort of thing. You know what I mean? Like, it one of those things where it's like, oh, if it turned out that a kid in the class was Jewish, everyone would feel like really bad, but nobody knew any, so they just kept saying them. You know?
That's funny.
That's what it's like growing up in the suburbs.
Cashew brings up a very interesting point in the chat here. She links to a clip from Ed, and Eddie where Ed says Canadians are weird. Now, some listen. This is the difference here. Right. Some may see that as anti-Canadian. However, she points out the show is Canadian, so they're allowed.
Is it really?
Yes, they're allowed to do that because they're Canadian. They can make jabs at Canadian culture. It's a different landscape. You know, Anyway, Jeremy, what's bugging you? You got anything you want to get off your chest for us?
Sure. I don't have anything as in-depth as this, but one thing that's been annoying me lately is, are you guys on Letterboxd? Movie app Letterboxd?
Yes.
I am not.
Somewhat, yes.
I really like Letterboxd. It's a fun little app where I can write down the movie I watched so that I can look back and be like, oh, I watched all these movies this year. And I really hate that every time I watch a movie, all of the top reviews are the same 2 jokes, and it drives me crazy. These people need to come up with new jokes. Every fucking movie, like The Northman came out recently, which I thought was like fine, and the first joke has like 10 million likes. Is like, men will literally freaking become the Northmen, and rather than go to therapy. It's just like, what the fuck are we doing?
Oh my god, it's like Twitter from like 2 years ago.
It's so weird. They have no algorithm on Letterboxd, so it's just like the 4 most popular accounts do all of the most popular posts, and it's always like the therapy fucking joke. And like 2 others.
So Letterboxd is Reddit, basically.
Yeah. It's kind of, honestly, I hate to say it because I love Twitter, but it's kind of just Twitter. It's bad Twitter in that way.
Yeah, it sounds like it's like a slightly delayed Twitter. And even like, I don't know, I've been a big fan of Twitter in recent memory or recent year or 2, which is obviously not great for doing a show talking about it, but I still look at it.
I mean, it's still it's a scope for how to look at the internet, but it's like you could get rid of Twitter and people would still be arguing over the same shit.
Everything sucks. We'd all be, but like Twitter's the best. I think Twitter is the best one because it's the only one where you can like straight up bully journalists, and you can't do it on Instagram, you can't do it on Reddit, you can't do it on TikTok, and like Twitter will always have that edge over other apps. Where like if a journalist says something, you can make them cry.
Yeah, you have the instant access to them.
So I'll never leave Twitter for that reason.
I feel like I like TikTok because I've seen so much of like what happens on TikTok in regards to like someone will join the platform and get bullied so hard immediately and just disappear. Just like, oh, the girl from whatever, Ned's Declassified or whatever. Turns out she's racist or whatever. And then they just like fucking like lay into her until like one day just you don't see her account anymore. And it's just like, this is great.
Yeah.
TikTok is so stressful, man. It feels like a portal into like an evil dimension. I can't stand it. It's too much for me. I feel like I'm looking at the Ark of the Covenant when I scroll through fucking TikTok.
I saw like somebody on Twitter the other day post something like, "Look, going on TikTok is like it's like a fake social media app in a dystopian movie."
Yes.
Yeah.
It does not feel real.
I can't. It's such a weird app. I feel like whenever like I don't know, other apps you can curate your feed a little bit better, but TikTok you just have to trust that like it knows based on how long your eyes are looking at your screen that it can like figure you out. It's such a weird little app.
It's one of those things where like I am involved in a lot of fitness stuff, but I don't really post too much fitness stuff and I don't follow any fitness pages. But as I'm scrolling through, it's just all fitness shit because they're just like, you're watching these videos. We know that you're watching these videos longer than other videos.
Yeah, it's
more.
weird.
And it's like, shit,
also,
man,
like, you'll find some weird... So TikTok, as far as I can tell, has the weirdest guys on it, which is, like, weird. So then, like, you'll find a weird guy, right? There's 2 fitness guys that have become weird dudes on my feed now. And I'm not into fitness at all. I'm a lazy piece of shit. But the 2 guys are, one is this guy whose whole thing is that he looks like the meme of the blonde guy saying yes. You know what I'm talking about? And his whole thing is that
he looks like a Greek god. He looks like a marble statue of fucking.
Wait, is it the Giga Chad?
No, different guy. He
just
looks
looks
like
into
a
the
fucking
camera.
marble statue of Marcus Aurelius.
That's his whole thing. He just like stares into the camera, and then there'll be text that's like, I freaking built Rome, and now I have like workout videos. And the other guy is the Liver King or something, who's really popular on TikTok, and he is an insane person. He's like the craziest person I've ever seen. And now because I'm fascinated by these guys, I'm getting like workout guys too a little bit, and I don't want to know how to be healthy. The Liver King though.
It sounds like new guys are dropping on TikTok at an alarming rate.
Dude, they be dropping. I'm trying to find this guy so you can see him, Kevin, but he's like scary looking.
He's a strange dude. I'll look too. I might have liked one of his videos, so maybe that's what I'm getting. But the Liver King, he's like an older dude, and he is like weirdly really jacked. He's probably an awful person. But he's
definitely also
looking.
like on steroids too, and he like preaches just like, just eat raw meat. Like he'll be eating a bowl full of testicles.
Yeah, literally, absolutely, like literally testicles.
Like. Wait, that's the Liver guy?
That's the Liver King, the king of liver.
Wow.
He just eats just raw like brain and shit. He cracked open an egg onto a plate full of fucking ground beef.
It looks like it's working for him. He's in great shape.
Half of his videos are like, he'll be like in a forest, and he's like, I'm in the African Sahara and safari, and there's a goat back there. I'm gonna run and catch it, and then he just like runs off, and he's like nude, and you're like, all right, that was the Liver King.
So that just happened.
Exactly.
That just happened is what I'm always saying.
Where the hell were we? We got lost.
Oh yeah, so
Letterboxd.
Yes.
Yeah. So my punishment for them, I guess, I don't know. They should fucking die or something.
Okay. No,
they should. I guess Letterboxd. I think the most popular movie on Letterboxd is Parasite. So I think if you make a joke on Letterboxd that's like, men will literally do this instead of going to therapy. If you use the word goblin mode in any of your reviews, if you say this happened to my buddy Eric, or if you say what this movie literally invented, and then just like a thing like the color orange, you should get locked into someone's basement like in Parasite.
That is an amazing punishment.
Yeah.
Thank you. I'm trying to find this guy. I can't find him.
Thematically,
I can't find him either.
We'll do this. We don't want to have all this dead air trying to find this.
Whatever. I'm filling it with hems and haws, and
we'll grant. Speaking of hemming and hawing, what have you got to hem and haw for us this week?
Let me consult the magical list here.
Just a hem haw.
Yeah. Oh God, I hate this. My 2 minutes of hate this week. I'm gonna screen share this as soon as I can get it up. This is revolving around.
Wow.
The first tweet is they finally did it. Conservatives have finally found a second joke.
Uh-oh.
We all know that they have one joke.
Oh, I did see this.
And I think the one joke has something to do, like it's some transgender joke, and I think it's the 9-volt guy on Twitter would respond and say, hey, look, it's the same joke again. I can't remember the joke, but they found a second joke.
Identifying the stuff.
Yeah. And so it's a compilation of all these people saying, hey, an African American just purchased Twitter. This is historic. Hey, congratulations to the first African American tech CEO. Hey, Elon Musk, congratulations on being the first African American billionaire. Like,
right,
we
because
get it, right?
He lived there. Yes,
because he's from Africa.
Well, it's also I don't know if you know why that's kind of funny. Is because Elon Musk is not typically what you would think of when you hear that term, So it's sort of subverting your idea of, oh, you know what? You flip the script on me. That's kind of funny. And then everybody makes the same joke.
It's funny too because it's like, they feel like they're owning the libs for, being like, wanting diversity, like African American. First of all, no one says African American anymore anyway. People just say black. But the reason people want more like black people and stuff like that, is because we literally stole black people from Africa. White people came to Africa, and those are the people who eventually gave birth to Elon Musk. So like, you didn't win an award for figuring that out. Like, that's what we're complaining about.
And it's one of those things where it's like, there's a whole history to like the use of the term African American and how it was sort of like a reclamation of like a national identity, which a lot of like black people didn't have, because, like Jeremy said, like because we took them over here. So they didn't have a national identity, so it was like we're all African American, and then over time they were sort of like, this is like the NAACP, right? Not the. I always switch it. I'm a little dyslexic. And so eventually they like more so sort of adopted the term black, But it's like they're not really looking for like the Wikipedia, summation of these topics. They're just trying to be assholes or whatever. But someone made this whole compilation of look at they have their new joke. Everyone's making it. It's the hot new joke. It's number 1 on Letterboxd right now. The Letterboxd for the internet,
sure it will be.
comma
Conservative Letterboxd, where
and
only Clint Eastwood movies trend.
They should make a free speech Letterboxd.
Thank you, finally.
So this is posted by an account called The Right Can't Meme, and it's a little minion guy, and he's wearing a MAGA hat. And what I didn't know is that the right can't meme and the left can't meme are at war with each other. So the right can't meme posted this, and the left can't meme responded with Tobey Maguire, a picture of Tobey Maguire, a meme of Tobey Maguire saying, "Gonna cry."
Yeah, this is kind of why I don't like Twitter that much anymore.
And then so in response to that, the right can't meme responded with "gonna laugh."
Yeah.
Sure.
So this is so far so good. And then the left can't meme responds with I don't know where the fuck this is or where it went to.
Yeah, it's hard to follow quote tweet battles.
Yeah, so he says "gonna laugh," and then here's the Wojak of he's wearing the smiling masks, the smirking mask, but he's crying underneath the mask.
Right.
And I hope everyone's keeping track of this at home. And then underneath, they're still battling over this. Where does the battle go to? Anyway, here I found it. The right can't meme says, "I really appreciate how you give me more content for my account every time you reply to one of my tweets." And the left can't meme says, "I'll be watching you closely." And here's the one Scottish guy staring at. They're doing like a face-off sort of thing. And so this is if you've never gone on Twitter before, this is all that it is. This is this is how people converse with each other. Is everyone's memeing, everyone's dunking, everything's a funny little ha-ha image, and it sucks. Sure. Like Kevin was saying, this sucks. This is terrible for everybody. There's no winners in this, least of all me, who's bringing this interaction onto a show watched by at least a couple hundred people per episode, hopefully.
The truth comes out.
So
who can meme in the end? Turns out no one can meme.
And no one should. And honestly, that should be the punishment, is we just get rid of it. We don't need this. Nobody
That's what I said last,
this.
or I've been saying that. Remember?
We got to get rid of these accounts. I remember there was like one of the guys who ran like, women posting their L's account. Like,
oh god,
he posted like a selfie, and people were like, "This is grim. This is just too much."
Yeah. He looks like a rugrat.
He still rears his ugly head around the internet.
And I don't. Whatever.
Yeah, you don't even want to say it because you don't want fucking sycophants flooding our fucking comments, and I don't blame you.
Oh, man.
But,
and we get some new listeners, though. It might be kind of,
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Maybe the left and the right shouldn't meme.
Maybe they should grow
question.
up. Maybe they should
they meme?
Not. Memes are for, like, middle schoolers.
They're for advice animals on Reddit.
Yeah.
And there's that game, right? What is it? There's like one of those Cards Against Humanity. Yeah, what do you meme?
Yeah.
Oof. I ended a friendship over someone bringing out Cards Against Humanity at a party once. I was like, we can't be friends anymore. I can't do this with you.
I think one of the funniest things that ever happened in a Cards Against Humanity game, and this was like back maybe still in like 2011, 2012, when it was still sort of big, whoever had like the white card that was reading off the answers, and it was just like, oh, what here's the prompt, play your card. And so he was reading off all the cards, and he read the card that said like black people, and he just ripped someone else's like game in half. He just like ripped the card in half. It wasn't even his. He was just like, fuck this, I'm done with this game. This sucks.
It really
and that
does
was an
suck.
eye-opening moment for me.
I remember
It
like
is a
before they came
really
out,
bad
my
game.
friends and I used to play the the original version, the children's
Apples to
version,
Apples.
Apples to Apples.
Yeah.
And we made it funny
Yes.
because it wasn't supposed to be
Funnier
funny.
game.
Right.
Yes. And then they come out with Cards Against Humanity where it's like, look, now the cards are funny. And it's like, yeah, but I don't feel funny when I'm just using these cards
Yeah.
that actually
will
they're not
admit,
funny.
As a hater of Cards Against Humanity, I did send them a packet years ago, and they wanted writers
course.
for their cards, and I was like, "Here's
Yeah.
my freaking," and the cards are just like I'm like writing up like a list of like a bunch of penises, or, it's just like, what am I doing, dude? I should fucking die.
Yeah, they're here in
Hey,
Chicago,
yeah,
actually.
we'll still
Oh, yeah,
have
that's true.
the creator of Cards Against Humanity
true.
on the show. Anytime you want to come on, I think his name
Yeah,
is
I mean-
Max. Go ahead. I hate your game, but
I hate their game
please.
as well, but credit to them, they bought Clickhole, and now Clickhole is a like workers co-op, so you have to like give them some credit for that.
fantastic.
That's kind of cool.
Before that happened, they bought it and then did it themselves and then did it so bad. I don't know if you remember that, where like the Cards Against Humanity writers took over for Clickhole, and it was so unanimously hated in the replies where it was just like not the same website, and they brought people back for it, and then it was funny again. So now I think that maybe still be owned by Cards Against Humanity, but it was not
Yeah.
without a series of trial and error,
Yeah,
Good.
that's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
And that's weird that Clickhole left the Onion though,
Yeah, they
Yeah.
sold it.
Yeah.
Good thing too.
That's
'cause
another
the
big
Onion is
Chicago
just
thing.
fucking-
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Used to work
And AV
there.
Club until they ripped everyone out from Chicago and brought them to LA.
I mean, like the weird thing, and I think I might have said this on the show before, was like when I was interning there years ago. It was when after they moved from New York to Chicago, and they were
Right.
like, we went from here to we came here because Chicago was closer to Los Angeles.
Yeah.
And we
That was
fly
another
people from
bullshit
Los
thing,
Angeles.
apparently.
What was that?
I heard a rumor, and I don't know how true this is, and I apologize to everyone at The Onion if it's not true, because I love The Onion very, very much, but I heard a rumor that the New York Onion staff was trying to unionize, and then all of a sudden, we're moving to Chicago.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me.
I buy it. 100%.
Yeah, so they were like, well, Los Angeles is too expensive. We'll just pay less money to fly in actors from Los Angeles to Chicago and then fly them back and then have a cheaper but still a very expensive office space in Chicago.
Weird.
Whatever.
Very weird.
Yeah, very weird indeed. Let's move on, though.
Yeah.
If you haven't listened to Thought Cops before, every week we investigate the internet's outrage-inducing news stories, and then we sentence each perpetrator to a cruel and quite often unusual punishment. Now, let's get to the big one. We talked about that this may happen, may not happen. Guess what? It happened. Elon Musk.
As far as we know, I don't think
As
it's
far-
been finalized yet.
Well, yeah, it's so confusing because, it seemed like it was finalized that
The
Elon...
acquisition of a large-scale company by a single individual seems to be a complicated process.
Yeah, it seems to maybe not just be like, hey, it happened.
Yeah, just like,
It's
hey,
a done
Kevin,
deal.
give me a $1 bill and I'll take this gun. It's not like that.
Yeah, not quite.
Not quite.
It should be.
But they were painting it out to be that way, and it may not happen. Apparently, is what I'm hearing now. I don't know, but anyway, let's
I'd
just say what
seen
it
an
is
article.
first.
Yeah, go
Elon
ahead.
Musk allegedly bought Twitter.
For
Elon
40
Musk-
billion? 44 billion, I think.
Yeah, it was like
Number?
420 billion and 69 cents.
That is
Yeah, just
so
a cents.
funny.
Those are the fucking funniest numbers I ever heard.
Dude, I made a fucking TikTok video about the Elon Musk 42069 thing, and as I was doing like research for like how many times has he said this, like in public, like how many times did he commit, with his fingertips did he type 42069? It's all over. He makes a 69 joke every single day. Every day he's on the platform. If you search at Elon Musk 420 or 69 or some combination of both, it's you're gonna have more monkeys writing Hamlet than fucking Elon. Like it never ends.
He's
It never
desperate.
stops.
He is maybe the most desperate person for love and internet affection that's out there.
All the money in the
can't
world
buy it.
can't buy love. Can't buy it.
Can't buy it. Although there are people who would take a literal bullet for him, I think.
Yeah. Now, Elon Musk may or may not have bought Twitter. Also, a noted hard drive thief.
Yeah.
Oh, Elon Musk.
Yeah,
What did he do?
He posted one of our articles without he erased our name from it. He probably look. I'll admit he probably just saw a meme and posted it, but I thought it was very funny that he did, and I wanted to post about it. And I made a TikTok about it, and about a month ago, and every single day I get about 10 comments that are like, "You're a fucking baby bitch. He's richer than you, you idiot."
God.
And I'm like, "All right, I'm sorry."
Yeah, who was the author of that article again?
Chandler Dean.
Yeah, because I remember. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. My friend Phil Jameson made a very funny tweet recently where he did like a fake essay for his class, and he took a photo of it, and his name is on the picture, and Elon Musk posted it with his name whited out like 2 weeks before our thing, which I thought was like, he must have gone through the process of whiting it out himself.
Like he
not the
has
worst
to, like,
thing
go
he's
on his
done.
phone and like
Yeah.
use his finger to like draw over it. Like that's so pathetic.
Yeah. And again, he's done worse things than steal jokes from Chandler and Phil, but
this is pretty bad. I don't know. It's pretty
fucked
bad.
up. It's pretty fucked up.
Yeah.
And I cried about
yes.
it every day.
It's up there with exploiting an African country for its emeralds, but
My favorite thing that he's done is that apparently he hates the color yellow, so there's like no caution in the like Tesla warehouses. It's just like whimsical.
What's wrong with yellow? Yellow's a great
It's an ugly
color.
color. Not if you're Elon.
I went to like a Jerry Seinfeld bit there for a second. What's wrong with yellow? Yellow's great. The sun is yellow. Flowers are yellow.
girlfriends are yellow.
What the
That sounds okay. I just wanted to chime into Jeremy's
And I was,
girlfriends bit, but then I realized that
and
has racial connotations.
I also realized I'm doing the bit in front of the guy who literally went viral for doing a Jerry
did.
Seinfeld bit. So yeah,
a lot of faux pas being made this episode.
Oh, yeah.
Oops.
And let me tell you,
we do it
I
every
was
time.
pissed off when I heard you guys doing it. I was like, how dare they? As
That
the
is
person
not
who
the right
invented
inflection.
Jerry Seinfeld impressions.
Well, I
was
word of
the
the
first
street,
to do
Jeremy.
it.
I actually heard you invented Jerry Seinfeld. Is that true?
I did.
in a lab.
Yeah.
He's a character of mine. I think someone introduced me on a podcast once as the inventor of pedophile Seinfeld. And I was like, I don't think I invented it.
Yeah, I mean, it's all him.
I definitely don't think I ever had seen anyone do comedy as him with those. Like, I don't think anyone's done that before.
Yep.
So
He apparently has seen it, which is very funny to me.
Wait, for real?
So Mark Normand was the host of that show, and he opens for Jerry Seinfeld on tour. And there's a video of him on his podcast where he mentions that Jerry texted him about it and was like, I saw you were in that video, because he's in it. And he didn't remember my name, Mark Normand. He said that Jerry said he liked it, which I think is bizarre because it's very mean to him. It's not nice.
Well, that's honestly, that is like so many levels of cool, because
yeah,
it's like he's able to laugh at whatever the hell that was going on in his life, and it's also cool that he fucking saw your
It's very
parody
weird.
of him. Yeah,
Genuinely
that
a
is
surreal
surreal
thing. It's
Yeah.
very, very odd. Hopefully one day I'll talk to him about it on Comedians in Cars.
is that still going?
I don't know.
I think so. It's
I
pretty
haven't watched it
popular.
in a long ass time.
I haven't either.
I feel like most of the people on there have been canceled or something.
Oh yeah, like
So-
the redemption
well over
show.
half. Yeah.
Yeah.
He got Kramer
Anyway,
on it.
Elon Musk allegedly bought Twitter, and you know what? Whatever.
Yeah, are
Yeah,
you
I
guys
mean,
worried
this is
about it?
the-
People are freaking out, but I feel
No.
like it's not going to
I don't
change.
No.
I don't
do
think
we all
anything's-
love Jack? Like, who fucking gives a
Right?
shit?
Yeah, right. Or whatever. Who's the other guy who took over
I know,
for Jack? I don't remember.
He's been in the
I don't
position
know.
for like 6 months. Like
Yeah.
he hasn't been there that long. I don't know.
Yeah, everyone's like, oh, it's going to be so much easier to troll on Twitter now. It's like, was there like some anti-trolling thing on Twitter that I didn't know about? Like, isn't that like the whole thing? People are always complaining about being like harassed on Twitter.
Right. I mean, it can go so many different ways, and honestly, path of least resistance, I think nothing changes fundamentally. Yeah. Part of me also thinks like, yeah, it just might like get flooded with like 8chan type people, but they're also already probably just like on the website. And then it's one of those things where someone's going to take something too far, something's going to happen, and then people are going to like point at the website and be like, you need to do this, and they'll probably do it. It's just one of those things where it's like, at the end of the day, this doesn't like matter that fucking much. Like,
no.
Corporate ownership of media matters more, but like
it's already
this doesn't change that. Yeah.
I liked his tweet about it, where he was like, you know, his whole thing is that he wants to like bring back free speech or whatever. And he's like, to me, free speech is just like whatever the law is. If you don't like the law, then go vote to change free speech. And it's like, what percent of people, this was something Andy Holt, Hard Drive editor Andy Holt said to me. He was like, what percentage of people, what percent of people on Twitter are even American? Like, you can't just tell people in other countries to go change the law.
Matt Taibbi, esteemed journalist Matt Taibbi, also had a tweet that was like along those lines, where he was like, you know, well, if they take you off the internet, you really have no recourse, but like you can change the laws. It's like, dude, you go to jail for breaking you can't just leave jail.
It's famously easier to change laws than Twitter rules.
Yeah, remember the last time we amended the Constitution?
Well, at least we got that orange buffoon banned from the platform.
That's so true.
Yeah.
Maybe he'll come back. Maybe they'll bring him back. That'll be the big change.
I'm not gonna lie, that would be so fucking funny.
It would
if he just comes back.
Yeah, it is genuinely a bummer he wasn't around for the Will Smith slap. I know no one wants to hear anyone talk about that, but like it really would have been funny because he was a big Oscars hater.
Yeah,
like we've said it before. Like Trump is a great poster when he's not the fucking president. You know,
right.
Like I mean, you're kind of laughing at him, but it's just like, like he loves that culture. Like he would have had the best possible take on that situation. That
absolutely.
I know. Like we kind of said that in a way he still is tweeting, because every so often they'll have those like from the desk of Donald J. Trump.
Yeah,
like it'll be like a the formal docket. And
he still thinks he's president too, which is also hilarious.
I want to see one of those about the slap. I'm surprised there hasn't been one, to be honest.
Right.
Yeah, the one that he did about who was it who died, where he like shat on them after they died, was so funny. I can't remember who it was.
I can't either.
I don't know. But he sent out like a formal letter to all of his supporters as like the former president to be like, that guy was a loser. Anyway, rest in peace. Which is a baller move.
I can't. It's like it's starting to bother me that I feel like it's like right at the edge of my brain and I can't reach it. I was watching a compilation of Gilbert Gottfried, like on Celebrity Apprentice, like after he'd like passed.
Every time a celebrity dies, my YouTube like algorithm is like, do you want to see all their best moments constantly forever?
But it was weird because it was like I'm watching Celebrity Apprentice and you see Donald Trump and you're just like, yeah, like this is he could have just kept doing this the whole time. Like he's good at this. This is the part this is the reason why people like him. Just do that. Just do that. You don't have to do politics.
But he won, though. I mean, look, obviously, I don't like that he was president. I thought he was a bad president. But from his perspective, like, he proved all the haters wrong. Like, he became president. That's crazy. We all were like, he'll never be president. And he did.
Oh, man. Especially that White House Correspondents' Dinner.
Yeah, the Seth Meyers thing.
Yeah.
What happened?
Where Obama was like, oh, Donald, you might say this, 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 and this. But there's one thing that I'll be that you'll never be, President of the United States. And then Donald Trump was like, hold my beer.
Oh,
got him. The right can't freaking meme.
Mic drop.
So yeah, what was I guess the other part of the story is that Elon Musk might not do it.
Yeah. Like, I feel like in the last year, maybe, every news story that's this catastrophic thing just doesn't happen. And I want to say it's because, like, everybody said that, COVID, coronavirus, come on, that's not going to get over here. And then obviously it did.
Right.
And then now we think that, like, every single, like, inkling we get of something crazy, it's like, oh my God, it's the end of the fucking world. And then
it's just a very slow, boring end of the world. I think it's happening. But,
yeah.
This is from Reuters. No, I'm kidding. It's pronounced Reuters. I think. Is that the website? Am I reading it
Yes.
right? My vision's terrible. It says, breaking news, Elon Musk probably won't buy Twitter. And it just sort of who fucking knows? I think Elon Musk also has sort of a history of saying he's going to do things and then just never does them. Like, we brought up the tunnel thing. He had the whole thing with, like, getting those kids out of that cave where he was like, I invented a submarine, and another guy was like, I got him, and he's like, you're a pedophile. And everyone was like,
You probably want to
"Dude."
save those kids to fuck them.
Yeah, I mean, literally, that's what he said. He has like a weird history of just like threatening to do these things and then just like never following through with most of them.
He almost bought The Onion. He wanted to buy The Onion.
That was weird too, because The Onion wrote like a thing criticizing him, and he was like, "This is why people are reading Babylon Bee," and it's like, are people reading Babylon Bee?
I don't know.
I don't know what's going on over there.
Like, the only people that follow Babylon Bee are doing it because they think it's like epic. I don't think anybody actually likes it.
Really cool.
I feel
At least
owned.
What was that?
I feel owned every time someone reads The Bee. I'm like, I'm owned. So it's working on that level.
Yeah.
What was that like? I think, like, I don't know why this was so funny, but it was when Norm Macdonald died, and they had some headline that was like, Norm Macdonald playing free shows in heaven. Like, what is the joke here that he's? And then the picture was like him like smiling and waving at the gates of heaven, and it just was like, get it, because we believe in the Bible and he died.
Well,
I guess that's funny.
Like,
I don't.
He was also
They
like
love
a Christian
putting a celebrity
too.
in heaven. Was he?
Right.
Oh, that's true. He was.
Well, it just was like, even still, it just,
no, it's
there was like
terrible.
nothing
it's like
else
a
to
cartoon. It's like a newspaper cartoon, New Yorker cartoon. That's like the level of New Yorker cartoon when anyone dies. They're like, they put him in heaven at the pearly gates, and he does the little thing that he does, and that's that.
Yep. Doesn't have to have any take or purpose
Yeah,
or really mean anything.
The amount of people that responded to Norm Macdonald playing free shows in heaven, the amount of people that like are like sincere like followers of Babylon Bee are responding, oh, I wish I was there to see it. Like,
you could go.
Do you think that
ahead.
in heaven, Norm Macdonald was making 9/11 jokes to the 3,000 9/11 victims who were also there?
Come on, it's funny.
Yeah.
Laugh.
You guys would get it.
Yeah. I guess you had to be there, huh?
Hell yeah. So yeah, I don't know. What's the punishment? Do we?
Elon Musk.
I think Elon Musk should have to buy Reddit.
Yes.
I mean, that's
That's
I
a great
can't-
punishment.
the perfect fit. The perfect marriage.
perfect fit.
Yeah. Go, take it. We don't want it. Like,
Take Reddit.
they love you there. They love you.
Dude, they do. They fucking love Elon Musk.
Yeah.
Is Elon Musk their big guy? It's like Elon Musk, Keanu Reeves, and like Hugh Jackman or some random person. I don't know who it is. Maybe it's Conan or whatever. They love Keanu, though.
Yeah, it happens in cycles. I remember like a decade ago, it was like Neil deGrasse Tyson was
Yeah.
big science guy.
Mm-hmm.
People hate him now. They turned against
Yeah.
Neil deGrasse Tyson. He got too accurate for his own good.
He kept criticizing too many movies, and people are like,
Yeah.
yeah man.
I guess we just hate the truth.
Yeah. it's
Anyway,
true.
let's move on to our next story here. The headline reads, Fictosexual man marries hologram bride, but now struggles to bond with her. Now, this is, of course, also going to be our Thought Cop's word of the week, which is fictosexual, which is someone who is sexually attracted to fictional characters.
Hell yeah, dog.
That
Honestly, look, I know that like obviously this is a ridiculous thing, but if that is genuine, that this man is only attracted to people who don't exist, what a bummer. I would be so sad to only be attracted to fictional characters. What do you do?
So he got married to a VTuber, hologram tuber, whatever you call her, Hatsune Miku.
She's not even a VTuber. She's like a famous celebrity, right?
Yeah, she's like a hologram dancer, singer, anime girl. You may have seen her on Letterman.
I don't remember. I believe you, but I don't remember.
It happened. It was one of his last episodes ever.
They do like live shows where she'll sing and she's a hologram, and they're huge.
Right, and the idea is fun. Whatever. If you're doing, it's like that's kind of an interesting idea. Like the music's real, but you have a character who's interacting with it. It's a kind of it's a new thing. Whatever.
She's been like forced into a poly lifestyle because of all these guys who have claimed to marry her.
That's what I'm saying. Like, can she consent to marrying him? Like,
yeah, it's like a weird thing too, where it's like you would think it'd almost have to be treated sort of like copyright law, where it's like you are canonically married only to one person.
Right.
You cannot not everyone can claim the rights to be married.
Yes.
Like, you purchased the copyright for this character, and now you are married to this character.
Well, to be fair, Grant, her and Goku did get a divorce last year, so
she's
she
free.
Is on the market.
This is the one good application of NFTs. I think we can all agree.
yeah.
Honestly.
Unique wives to all fictosexual people.
Oh my God. You're fucking right.
Get these women on the blockchain.
You're gonna
but then the inherent problem is someone can steal your wife, literally.
Yes, that's true.
They can scam you out of a wife.
That can happen to real lives too.
Just downloaded your wife.
I guess so.
Yeah.
You wouldn't download a wife.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's only a matter of time
my
before
IP.
she's in a swirly cap and smoking a cigarette of some kind.
Yeah.
But yeah, this fictosexual man, his name is Akihiko Kondo. He was dating Hatsune Miku. Oh, this is that's going to get a little dicey here. He was dating Hatsune Miku, who is depicted in pop culture as a 16-year-old with turquoise hair. Kondo himself is a 38-year-old man. They were dating. They've been dating for a decade. Before they
Since she was 6.
Yeah.
Someone rescue her.
Grant, she's actually been 16 for thousands of years. She just appears to be that age.
That doesn't count. I don't fucking count that shit. That's like the Twilight shit of like the vampire guy is like 900 years old, but he's like still in high school. I don't fucking
There's also
buy
a baby.
it, man.
There's a baby that gets married in one of those movies.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
that
yeah.
disgusting CGI baby.
Yeah.
So bizarre. Hey, that could have been. That's honestly not too far off from Hatsune Miku when you think about it.
Yeah.
But
That's true.
They were dating for 10 years. They got married. He spent 2 million yen, which is about $17,000 on the marriage, which his family did not attend. They got
It was
married
attended only by characters.
Yeah, it's like the Game Master Anthony wedding. Like all my favorite characters.
Bring it in, everyone.
Bring it all in.
It's fucking Space Jam 2. He's got all the fucking
exactly.
Warner Brothers IP at
Exactly. The
his
Clockwork
wedding.
Orange guys are there on the
yes.
side for some reason.
That'd be a lit fucking wedding. Like, I hate Space Jam 2, but if all those characters got to attend my wedding.
I mean, hell.
Dude, that'd be sick.
Yeah.
So many Jokers.
Oh, yeah. We got so many to choose from now. It's incredible.
Yeah.
So I guess they hit a rocky point in their marriage. They've been married for 4 years, and he says while he acknowledges his marriage might be, or his relationship might be odd, he does understand Miku isn't a real person, but it doesn't change his feelings for her. They fell in love in 2008, and they were finally able to interact after some time. But I guess the problem is now, he's struggling to bond with her. I mean, you know what? You're married for 4 years. I mean, hell, it happens.
Yeah.
It happens.
It happens.
I was married
Used
to
to-
Cortana from Halo for 6 years, and things got rocky.
Right.
We
It's
broke
hard
up.
to maintain. It's hard to. It takes effort, and if you don't put in the effort, it's not going to work. And you both have to be doing it too. It can't just be him. It can't just be Miku. They both got to be putting in the effort.
There's no shame in going to couples therapy.
Yeah, exactly.
What would you do if you're a therapist and a guy walks in and his wife is fucking Hitsanuki Miku.
Do you like Lars and the Real Girl it, where you just sort of pretend this is valid until he sorts his problems out, or do you like fucking break it to him?
I think you would have to kind of like, you cannot shatter the reality. That would be ineffective, devastating. But yeah, he says there are 2 reasons why I had a wedding publicly. The first one is to prove my love to Miku. The second one is that there are many young otaku people like me falling in love with anime characters. I want to show the world that I support them. Now, he's right, because...
you said that like a Batman villain. I don't know why the cadence on that was like Riddler-esque.
Yeah, I think sometimes when I read stuff off my phone, I do come across like Paul Dano's Riddler.
I want to show the weebs.
We're going to show the world that you can marry an anime girl.
That's going a little jokery.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
you're right.
yeah.
But the support, he put this out there. The article was posted by the New York Post, and support came in from an unexpected source. Gene Simmons from Kiss weighs in on this.
What? Another fictional character.
Gene Simmons
basically.
Gene Simmons is tweeting about this, and he said, "It doesn't matter if you understand this relationship. It only matters if this otaku man is happy. Otaku is a person who is a manga and tech fan. Good luck to him."
Hey, good on you.
Hell yeah, King. You know what? He's right. We may not understand it. It may seem a little bit strange, but he ain't hurting anybody. And if he's got the power of the Kiss army behind him, I'm all in.
Yeah, good for him. Marry a freaking hologram. See if I care.
Yeah, why not? Why not?
What's next though? Because since you say marry a hologram, like, are people gonna be like marrying Tupac?
They're hologram dogs. Someone should marry Tupac. Wait, but he's in Japan, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Isn't Japan like mostly men? Isn't it like 60-40 men in Japan? It's like,
I don't know.
What are you gonna do? Let some of them marry the holograms.
Isle of Man, yeah. But let us move on to a little bit of a chaser after that story.
Yes.
Something positive, something nice, something swell. Our key to the city, a key to our fair city of Neo-Chicago. We'd like to give our key out to something cool, something nice we saw this week. My key to the city goes to actually another cartoon from Adult Swim YouTube page called Gemu Seto Machu Picchu.
All right.
Have you heard of this, Jeremy?
That was like an April Fool's thing they did a few years ago, I think, right?
Yes. Yeah. My girlfriend actually showed this to me recently, and it was a 4.5 hour long video on YouTube. It's an anime parody, but it's like, it was like nothing else I'd ever seen before. At first, I was like, okay, it's just kind of like, random humor, and it is, but it's also like a surprisingly clever parody. It's like more of like, it's a great genre satire instead of like direct parody of like, remember from Evangelion, remember Goku? It's just like, it really just has the feel and like air of anime plot telling devices, just like the over explanation of like the world building and the lore. And it's about like this guy who he has to play tennis and defeat these ancient Incan gods to get the treasure of South America. And again, it's 4.5 hours. It's great. And I was watching it, and I'm listening to one of the characters. I'm like, that guy sounds familiar. It was Robbie Ratcliffe, who was on the show a couple episodes ago.
Shit.
Yeah, all of Wham City was on it. Tom Green was in it.
Huh.
That's cool.
But yeah, it's on their YouTube page. I think it came out in like 2019 or something. It's one of those things where I'm like, I don't know how I never heard of this until now. But here's me putting out that into the ether if you got some spare time.
I've not seen it, but I've heard it's
great. It's a really cool. It feels like it has this like art collective vibe to it because the animation is constantly changing and moving. I do think you would honestly like it, Grant, because it feels like it's in line with
I'll check it out.
Some of the odd animation stuff we watch on YouTube,
right?
Like kind of like Pilot Red Sun vibes at certain parts,
classic
stuff like that. So yeah, Gemu Seto Machu Picchu on Adult Swim. Cool. For the people who brought you Rick and Morty and Hamlet Factory.
It's true. The big two.
The big two. Jeremy, what do you got for us? Something nice for us? Our key to the city?
This is something kind of related, honestly. It's a guy who I had known about for a while, but I saw that he gave us a little shout out on our Hamlet Factory thing. Umami, one of the best YouTubers out there. I don't know if you guys know him, but
No,
I don't think so.
he is a very popular YouTuber. He does animation and in like a sort of like paint style, like not paint like the physical thing, but like the program Paint.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
it is really, really fucking cool. He had a web series for a while called Interface that is like gorgeous, but even just his like shorts are, I don't know, some of the coolest stuff I've ever seen. It's really, really like dark and surreal. And I don't know, I've never seen anything like it. It's like some of the coolest animation I've ever seen. It's all on YouTube. And he's a really nice guy. And I don't know, it's really cool. Check it out. UMAMI. Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
It sounds a lot like Pilot Red Sun, except Pilot Red Sun is some of the worst animation I've ever seen.
Pilot
But still
Red
great.
Sun. I'm looking it up.
Yeah.
This is
it's
like-
fantastic.
Kind of like C-Boy
this is very
RD-esque.
silly.
Yeah.
If you
Yeah.
look up Umami, his stuff is like, I don't know, it's just very, very cool.
Oh, yeah, this looks
Let me see.
very interesting.
Oh, I do like that. I really like how that you said like Microsoft Paint art style is like kind of like in vogue at the moment. There's a lot of
Yeah.
I follow a lot of like artists on Twitter and Instagram who do these like they'll draw like a character from Evangelion, but they're at their like quinceañera. Like there's a lot of like Mexican Evangelion fan art, and I fucking love it. But most of it's like drawn in Microsoft Paint for some reason.
His stuff, I'm underselling it a bit by saying Microsoft Paint, but it is that like look. But yeah, I love that style. I think it's cool. It's like sloppy, but very intentionally.
Yes.
Right.
Grant, what do you got for us?
My key to the city this week, since we're talking about Elon Musk here, my key to the city this week goes to Chinese Elon Musk.
Yo, new Elon just dropped.
I guess Elon himself has commented on this, and he made some stupid joke. He's like, "Oh, maybe I'm Chinese," and everyone's like, "Yeah, man, shut up. This guy's cooler, dude. This guy is. Look at the bravado with which this guy like walks out.
Is that a Tesla?
I believe so. I want to say that like someone sent him a Tesla because
he looks like Elon Musk.
That rules.
I think so.
That is how that should work. Sure, why not?
Because he'd been around for a while. He'd been making videos, and then he says like, "Thank you, Tesla." I think that they like sent him a Tesla.
Well, let's have a look here. Let's hear the guy out. Yeah.
So like
He looks exactly like Chinese Elon Musk.
He really does.
I'm blown away how much he looks like Chinese Elon Musk.
I will preface it. This could be a deep fake, but I kind of like in my heart, I believe that it's not.
I know.
I think it's
The
real.
first time I saw this, I was like trying to pay attention. Like not like I'm an expert forensic.
Yeah, you sort of look at it. I guess people have said that he's a deep fake. I don't believe that he is. I believe that he looks like this and that he is Chinese Elon Musk. I mean, I'll go ahead and play it, but it's just it's unbelievable.
Hi, everyone. I'm Elon Musk.
Wild.
My bad. I love you. 带你们烧两根。
I
He just
love this guy
has
so
no
much.
idea what to do with himself.
He is Chinese Elon Musk. He doesn't really sound
Like-
like Elon, but he
No.
really does.
I mean, that's the one part where it kind of falls
Yeah.
apart a little bit. But,
But like, it's funny too
That's where the
because
dream
he is,
dies.
he has like this sense of bravado, and like the way that he like walks up to the camera and sort of like throws his arms into a cross, and then he goes. And he has no idea what to say. Like, obviously, English is not his first language. And I think that there could be like a little bit of like, let me make sure that I'm like saying the right thing or whatever. But there's videos where he just goes, "Hi everyone, I'm Elon Musk. I love you." And then he just sort of stares. And that's it. That's the video. And it's just like, holy shit, this is brilliant. This is amazing. There's like this weird I don't like.
I mean, that's the charisma of him. I mean, that's Elon's charisma in general. He's not like a particularly interesting guy to watch outside.
Right.
When he's not Chinese.
Right.
you didn't like him on SNL?
Yeah, no, it was a big
His
Elon SNL
Zoomer.
fan.
What the hell is that? Gen Z.
I didn't watch, man.
Gen Z Hospital.
Yeah,
Where they're
yeah.
like,
That was
yo, your freaking illness is sus.
oh my god.
All right.
I like this one better. I prefer this
so
Elon.
much better. This dude rules.
Yeah, let him take over Tesla. I don't give a fuck.
let him take over Tesla and Twitter and everything else.
I mean, these guys
How
are
much
probably
worse
made in
could
the
he
same
be?
factory, you know?
Yeah.
Dude, could you imagine, like, you know how what's it, SpaceX, and like every couple months he's like, hey, we're gonna launch another rocket, and they just like throw a bunch of carbon into the atmosphere that like we're all just gonna, every time that he throws another rocket into the atmosphere, like that's just 50 years off the Earth that we're losing. This guy would just stand in front of the rocket and just put his, like, cross his arms and be like, hi everyone, I love you. I'm Elon Musk. And that'd be it. And it'd be great. We wouldn't all be like ruining our grandchildren's lives.
And we all
true.
clap. Yeah.
Yeah.
And we do love you.
I love this guy.
We love you so much.
More than I love Elon Musk.
Yeah. I mean, I think most can
I
agree.
think I'm with you.
Before we get on to our final segment of the show, which is our listener voicemails, Jeremy, if you want to plug everything you got, your websites, your social medias, your cartoons, because you're doing it all, man.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to check out the Hamlet Factory, I have an easy link in my Twitter bio that directs you, because it's very hard to watch it on an HBO, because it's like part of Adult
Yeah, it's
Swim Smalls.
under Adult Swim Smalls.
But I linked them out if you want to, and if you don't have the HBO, there's the YouTube link there too. And then I have my own podcast called Deep Dive in the Shallow End, and that's, it's a podcast. You know what podcasts are, so go check that out. Well, we're all familiar with what a podcast is. Yeah, that's it. Fucking
Kinda, yeah.
Google me.
Yeah.
And read the hard drive articles. Don't just
Go read
marvel at the
go
headlines.
read Hard Drive. Kevin had one today. Well, it'll come out
Yes.
tomorrow. It's a good one.
Yeah, it just
Go
got
read it.
published like an hour before we started recording.
Oh, what?
Yep,
Should we
that's-
spoil the surprise, or is that for you to know and us to find out?
Yeah, I guess
I
can
mean,
say
it's
what it
on
was.
there.
Yeah, therapist targets flashing red weak spot during breakthrough session. It's a picture of a guy turning red. You know what's so fun about writing these articles is because I think I see so much of my life through the lens of fucking
I was gonna say, yeah,
video
this
games. So
feels-
it's just like I just
yeah.
toss out whatever whatever sticks
You
to the
write
wall.
what you know.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so go fucking read that shit, you bums.
I know you got, if you got time to listen to this show, I know you got time to read a 2-minute long article, if that.
Right.
But yeah, if you want to give us a call, or actually, yeah, we'll link to all that stuff in the episode description too. If you guys don't feel like just typing that into your search engine, you can scroll down and find all that in this episode description. But let's get to our listener voicemails. If you'd like to leave us a voicemail, give us a call. Our number is 312-788-7361. Or you can always send us an audio file to thoughtcopspodcast@gmail.com. Let's hit it.
Hey, this is this message is for Jerry. I saw that he was going to be on your show. I'm just I wanted to inquire about packet headlines and submit it to a hard drive or hard drive, whichever one it was. A while back, I sent a picture about why smoking cigarettes is good for you. I just wanted to follow up on that. I hadn't heard back or seen
Haven't
the
heard back,
article,
okay.
Just wanted to check on how that's doing. Feel free to
so
call me back
quiet.
on this number.
Trailing off a
Send
little
an email
bit.
back. I'll get back to you as soon as possible. I got that article written. Thanks so much.
So, yeah, Jeremy, it sounds like might have fallen through the cracks, maybe. I don't know if you want to check your spam filter.
It sounds like we made a mistake here. So, I will, if you can reach out to me, I'll send you my address and you can just come over to my apartment and we will, give me the headlines and I will personally add you to the website. It sounds like you are a young, talented writer and we would love to.
Yes.
Fantastic. Let's move on to this next voicemail here.
Yo.
Thank you.
That was it.
I appreciate
Yo to you
leaving
too.
the voicemail.
From the guy who used to do Discord news is now leaving us 1 second long voicemails.
Whatever.
Do you
cut
see
him
who
some
these are
slack.
from? Are these anonymous or
Yeah.
are they have names?
No, we
oh, okay.
we see we also
Yeah.
if they
well,
call,
if they have a phone number, I don't know who they are, but like
Sure.
some people like
but
record
we do get their phone number.
Yes.
And we will call you back.
No.
We won't. But yeah, that one was emailed in by a longtime listener, IONetRunner. Mm-hmm. There you go. There's your plug.
Gotcha.
We got one more here.
Hello, first time leaving a voice message, and my 2 minutes of hate are any video title on YouTube with anything that says we need to talk about this
Yes.
or whatever it might be. Like, we need to talk about the PS5 or something stupid like that, or we need to talk about some dumbass YouTuber that you wouldn't know about, because we don't need to talk about that at all. First of all, you're the one that's talking, not me. And like, this is most of the time it's like trivial stuff that's like unimportant that the normal person wouldn't care about, so I don't need to talk about it. And if it's some YouTuber or Twitch streamer for some controversy, it's like it's gonna be forgotten within a week, so
Hopefully.
it's kind of pointless.
Yeah.
So no, we don't need to talk about it. It's you need to talk about it because you need ad revenue.
Yeah, it sounds like
Yeah.
he's straight up calling out CBR and Screen Rant and that kind of stuff.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
It
it
just
should
it reeks
automatically-
of like insecurity, where it's just like, we need to talk about blank. If you say so.
We need to talk about Keemstar. We need to stop talking about Keemstar.
Like, he mentions like these people, like they'll just, it's like always it's somebody you've never heard of. Like,
Right.
we need to talk about Orange Peel. It's like, who the fuck is Orange Peel? And it's like you go to his page and he has like 4 million subscribers, and it's like, how the hell?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We need to talk about Kevin. I think
Hey,
every
that's
YouTube
actually that's a
every
movie I've been
YouTube
meaning to see for
video-
some reason.
Yeah. What's the any particular? I've actually never seen that movie. I have no idea.
I got
if
my
it's good.
reasons.
I think they should add a little parentheses to every time you put that on your title. It should just be like parentheses. You know, if we're not talking about climate change or whatever.
Yeah, that's good. That's
Yeah,
actually
yeah.
a good.
If we're not talking about the homeless crisis, we need to talk about
About the PS.
PS5. Yeah, hard. And then you go to the article. PS5s are hard to find. Yup, we know.
That reminds
we
me
must
of that,
talk about it.
That reminds me of that Joe Pera episode in season 1 where like him and like his like girlfriend that I don't think they're dating yet or whatever, but they have sort of their big blow up fight, and she's like, "You're always talking about stupid stuff and like the world is ending."
Yeah.
Yeah, and then like the rest of the episode, he's like, "Yeah, I mean, I want to talk about things I like ice skating and rocks and pieces
I
of
love
paper,
him.
but how can I do that when 700 million children a year are dying from starvation?" It's like, man, that's what it should be. It should be, yeah, we need to talk about Keemstar because I don't really feel like talking about child starvation today.
Yeah. We'll get
I
to
love
it,
Joe
but
Pera.
first. Yeah, he's
so
great.
funny and charming.
Yeah, that show is really great. Mm-hmm. I love it.
Yeah.
Well, that about does it for
That's
our
it.
voicemails. Again, if you want to give us a call, our phone number is 312-788-7361. Again, that is 312-788-7361. Or you can always send us an audio file to thoughtcopspodcast@gmail.com. And if you want to support the show, get a backlog of bonus content, and be a part of the episode in our live recording chats, head on over to patreon.com/thoughtcops. We don't have any new patrons this week, but I want to give a shout out to one of our oldest patrons again, Fuzzy Dunlop, who has been a patron since August 23rd, 2018. Thank you, Fuzzy Dunlop.
Thank you.
Thank you, Fuzzy.
And thank you to Jeremy for coming on the show. We're happy to have
Appreciate
you back.
yeah, thanks for
Thank you
having
to
me.
everybody
It
who
was
listened. Thank you, Grant, for doing the show with me.
Oh, yeah. Thank you for doing it with me.
We'll see you next time.
See you, Space Cop.